live! Yay! Hello, folks. It's your boy Jay Joyner on this lovely Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? I know where my kids are. So, yes, I'm doing this live stream, and it's coming to my attention that not many people know who I am. Not many people know about me. And there are those who do. Some people enjoy, what is this word I'm looking for? I just woke up. Haven't had my morning coffee yet. Still hot, still good. I haven't had my morning medication yet, so brain's still a little foggy. Now, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, where was I? Yes. So, not many people know who I am. Those who do know about me, either they want to be my really good friend or they want to hang me from the highest tree. Most people I know want to hang me from the highest tree. Excuse me. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. So, anyway. Yeah, no, I forgot where I was going with this. I've done this a couple of times now. Yep. No, total blank. Got a message. Thought it was funny. Total blank. Yeah. Most people don't really know much about me. So I figured if I would do the little Q&A or just blurt out things that tell you folks a story. Because, I was told by a friend of mine that, I should write a book about my life, what I've been through in my life, because a lot of people haven't been through what I've been through in my life, and they probably find it interesting. Yeah. Probably find it interesting, but at the same time, no, because if I'm an interesting person, then, more people would be paying attention to my content. More people would be, following me on Facebook. A little dust. But it doesn't happen. So I guess I'm an uninteresting man. And, well, that's fine. That didn't really bother me whether I'm popular or not. But I thought, well, a lot of people don't know about me. Maybe if I, you know, tell a little story about myself, maybe people would be interested. But what story to start on? Well, if you've been paying attention to um, my YouTube channel as of late, I've been doing a lot of gaming. Talking to another good friend of mine. Uh, and he said when we were talking, he seemed to have touched upon a passion of mine, and we were talking about gaming. And yes, I enjoy video gaming. I'm a very big gamer. Well, I used to be. Not anymore. Um, I'm trying to get more into the neck of live streaming video games now, since that seems to be the big thing. And but back when I started playing video games, I played an Atari. I played, actually, I might just have it over here. Yes. Yes. I have one of these here. Does it pop up? No, they did not pop up. These controllers were connected to this, but I'll just bring this over because everybody knows this game. Everybody knows this game. You see this right here? See what this is? You kids don't even know. You kids don't even know. Okay? You know what kind of graphics I grew up with? Do you want to see the kind of graphics I grew up with? You see that picture? Let me put it in a little closer for you. Yeah, okay. Those were graphics back in the day, man. Those were killer graphics back in the day. Then, after these games, we had these games. Now this is a cartridge. Yeah, you see that right there? Little card goes in. Yeah. Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't have a Genesis cartridge to show you, or I'd show you a Sega Genesis. But, those are the types of games that I grew up with, I played the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, the Atari, all the Ataris, every single system, all the way up. And then we started with the Nintendo. And Nintendo was the 8-bit revolution. That was pretty cool. Then you had your Sega Genesis, and the Sega Genesis was the 16-bit revolution. 16-bit, 32-bit came in with the Sega CD. And then, with the Sega CD, CDs. So when we started using CDs for games, Sega CD. I never had a Sega CD. I watched it being played. It was pretty sweet. I got the Genesis. And then I went from the Genesis. Sorry, a little bit of hair in my mouth there. And I went from the Genesis to the PlayStation. First PlayStation. Not the PlayStation 1, but the big, bulky, gray PlayStation. The first game I had on the PlayStation was Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was my game. I played that game for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. It got so bad, I had friends borrowing my system to play my game, to play Final Fantasy VII. I got a couple of my friends interested in that. And then I went out and bought a guide, which, sadly, Prima Strategy guides, gone out of business. Rest in peace. All those old gamers remember the Prima strategy guides. I'm probably sure there's a couple of you still got a couple stacks somewhere. I don't anymore. I got rid of all mine. Wish I had kept them. Hindsight being what it is. But yeah, I mean, I played RPGs before, like the first starting out RPGs that came out on the Nintendo. Final Fantasy actually came out on the Super Nintendo first. But I didn't play Final Fantasy until it was Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is really threw me into role-playing games. I mean, yeah, I played The Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo. I mean, it really wasn't a role-playing game, but about the closest thing to a role-playing game I got. I mean, I knew what a role-playing game was because I grew up in the age of tabletop D&D games. And I'm sure anybody who watched Stranger Things, you know what I'm talking about. But I grew up playing those games. I grew up playing tabletop RPGs or hearing about my dad playing. But when it came to video games, yeah, that was my first foray into RPGs. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the customization of building up your character and going out and fighting, monsters and getting special armor and weapons and customizing those. I mean, that's what I really liked about role-playing games. And it never dawned on me because at the time of playing video games, when the PlayStation came out and I was playing Final Fantasy, yes, I was a Christian. At that time, I was a Christian. At that time, I came to know Christ when I was 8 years old, and I started playing Final Fantasy when I was like, 13, 14 years old, something like that. And so I was Christian then, but I didn't really get into the whole. I was a church Christian, so it was pretty much whatever the Sunday school teacher and the preacher said to me. I took it at face value. I took it as is. They were supposed to be teaching me from the Word of God, so how was I not supposed to believe what they were saying? Well, again, hindsight. But magic wasn't an issue for me. I didn't have an issue with it. I just thought it was just something you could do in a video game. You can throw fireballs. You can have, no, wait, backtrack, rewind. The first in-depth RPG I played was Shining Force. Shining Force 2 was the first in-depth one that I played. It was for the Sega Genesis. Forgot about that one. But anyway, we're going in further into the conversation again. Magic wasn't an issue for me. And then I started reading the Bible. And I was like, oh, wait. Oh. Okay. So I tried to stem away from role-playing games of that sort. But they dragged me back in. Newer, awesomer-looking video games came out. I just play, because I am a gamer to the max. But then having a closer walk with God, or trying to have a closer walk with God, I try to stem away from the video games that would be displeasing to him, that go against his word. And yes, I know, if you've been following my live stream recently, yeah, I know, Friday the 13th isn't exactly appeasing to God. So I still have my hiccups. I do. But being that I am a gamer, I still enjoy playing a lot of video games. There's still video games out there that are coming out soon that I am just all about playing. I mean, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for these games to come out. If you've ever played any of the Fallout series, if anyone has played any of the Fallout series, my first insight into the Fallout series was Fallout 3. Loved it. Fallout New Vegas, loved it. Pardon me, Fallout 4, awesome. Can't wait for Fallout 76. That's going to look amazing, especially on the new systems, because I played Fallout on the 360, and the graphics have definitely gotten better as the systems go on. Wakey. And then okay. Anyway, a lot of the games that have been coming out recently are taking pages out of actual history, and I'm liking that. If you played any of the Assassin's Creed games, you can see how a lot of world history has been put into that game, and it's like really awesome. Locale, the visuals, the gameplay is pretty cool too. I've been watching the wife play that a lot. But there's a game coming out that's kind of in the vein of Assassin's Creed, but it's called Kingdom Come Deliverance, and you play a blacksmith's son during the time of the Holy Roman Empire. Looks really neat. And I want to see how much historical stuff they go into, but that is a game that I'm like down for playing. I want to check that game out. Another game that's coming out that I want to check out is Spider-Man. I played every game Activision came out with when it came to Spider-Man. I've been a big Spider-Man fan. That's another a thing that we will touch on later. We might even touch on it in this show. Is comic books. I'm a big comic book fan. Right now, I'm a DC fan. I grew up reading Spider-Man. Just a quick introduction. Hello, viewer. But I grew up reading Spider-Man. It was actually reading Spider-Man is what got me into reading to begin with. It was like 5 years old. Dad got me a comic book, started reading it. Well, picking out the words that I knew at 5, and then that's what really got me into reading. But because I started reading Spider-Man, I am obviously so interested in the new Spider-Man game that's coming out. There's other games. I've got like a list of other games that I play. A lot of people don't agree with the games that I play, but it's really not so much for what you do. It's not really so much for the the storyline or like how much gore or what you do inside the game. It's more of the mechanics of the game, like how is it going to make my mind work. That's pretty much why I pick games the way I do. um if it's something nowadays, if it's something that's going to make my mind like really work. Puzzle games, I love puzzle games. The SJ, no, I don't, sadly. um I've gotten away from the Marvel universe. I'm more into the DC universe now, Rebirth. What's going on in the DC Rebirth? Uh, which comes to another comic book character that I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Batman. I like Batman, uh, but more so, I also really, really like this guy. I mean, I've been a fan of the Joker for a long time. Um, but I guess that more stems from the beginnings of my mental illness, and when the therapist asked me who pick one fictional character that you most uh, identify with, and it was the Joker was the fictional character I identify with. You know what? I heard about that. I heard about that. Um, there was a comic book that I was reading. I think it was a Flash comic. Uh, they have a Chinese Flash. She's female. No. See, my son has a stack of comic books that are his comic books that I bought for him. And I told him, if you tear the cover off, if you destroy it in any way, shape, or form, I am not buying you any more comics. I found 3 comics with their covers torn off, and I said, that's it. You're not getting any more comics. So when I die, he'll get my collection, the 4th collection of comic books that I've started, that is currently sitting underneath my bed. Because he was at that age, like still kind of is, but he was at that age, like I was like when he was 5, he was interested in doing what Daddy was doing. No. No, I and that's why I no longer read Marvel comics, because of of political propaganda that they were putting in their comic books. Not only that, they kill Wolverine and then they bring him back just to kill him again. No, no, no. I like DC comics right now. You know, Batman finally got married, but don't tell me what happens because I didn't read the book. I didn't read it. I have it. I just didn't read it. I started reading The Flash. I wasn't never really a big Flash fan. Started reading The Flash. But I also started reading Justice League. Yep. Literally. But yeah, kind of got off topic there. But Um, the next line in video games that I'm gonna be playing is there's a lot of there's survival horror. Um, see if I can bring this up here. Chickens. But I like survival horror games. That started with playing the game. It really wasn't a survival horror so much as it was. You played a poltergeist. Um, it was a guy who was he was killed by this white landowner and his family. You play it's a black guy who was killed by this white landlord and his family, and so he haunts them from house to house to house. And some of the hauntings are a bit funny. Some of the hauntings are a bit spooky. Some of the hauntings are a bit zany. But that was like my first really foray into horror type video games. But my really big one into it is when Resident Evil first came out for the PlayStation. Okay. I begged my parents for it. I wanted to play that game. That game was awesome. You could go around as a cop shooting zombies. Yeah, come on. But I am not a smart man. I didn't do very well in school. So, because I could not get straight A's one year, my parents wouldn't buy it for me. Boo. Wasn't until many, many years later when I was old enough that I, played the game myself. But I really wanted to play that game then, and then as I got older, I started playing more survival horror type games. I got older, I started playing Silent Hill, Resident Evil, the two big ones. But there were ones on the PlayStation that I really liked. Clock Tower Murders, or the Clock Tower, I think it was called. That one was just. I remember, from what I remember of playing the game, you were a girl trying to figure out you lost your family, and you're trying to figure out that what happened, why your family died, and there's this dude with his face all wrapped up, hunched over with these big, huge shears, who just comes out of nowhere and kills you. Like, you can't stop this dude. You can't stop him. He gets you in a corner and you're done. And that game was frustrating. So I stopped playing that game. Then there was Nightmare Creatures, where you played as a monk going around killing these gigantic creatures from some dude's nightmares. That one was pretty cool. But everybody knows about like the Resident Evils and the Silent Hill games. But I played some of the more obscure. That was another good survival horror game, Obscure. You played a bunch of teenagers in a high school gone completely nutso because of a mutant spore. That one was pretty cool. I liked that one. I liked the first one. I didn't like Aftermath, Obscure Aftermath. It really wasn't all that great. But survival horror games like that were the type of games that I was into. That I got into after I got out of RPGs. So leave one evil for the other. And but there's a lot of survival horror games coming out that I'm really interested in. I'm just sitting here looking at my list. Become a DC fan. I'm looking forward to playing Injustice 2. That DC fighting game looks pretty cool. There's another RPG coming out that's kind of like Fallout. It's called The Surge. You play a guy you build your own mech, and you can upgrade your mech. It looks pretty cool. That before I get into the survival horror games. Now, there are 3 survival horror games that are coming out or have come out that I really want to play because they look really neat. The first one is Days Gone. Um, Anybody who likes zombie games when it comes to like survival horrors and surviving a zombie apocalypse, Days Gone. Okay, yes, we have zombies. We just don't have one zombie. We don't have 2 zombies or a couple of 5, 6 zombies coming in at you. No, we have a horde of zombies. Huge 20, 30, 40, 50 just piles of zombies coming at you. This game looks interesting. Days Gone looks like it's going to be an interesting game because not only do you got to deal with the zombies, you got to deal with other humans too. So, survival in a zombie apocalypse looks pretty damn good. I'm interested in playing that. Another one. At first, I didn't think it was coming out. Everything that I looked into, it said it wasn't coming out for the PS4. And then I got an update on Facebook last week, maybe week before, that it was coming out for the PS4. The name of the game is called The Forest. Now, this one, it's a survival horror, but it's a little bit. You crash land in a forest, literally, in the woods. And the woods are crawling with cannibals. This is what it looks like to me, though. And they will eat you. They will tear you apart. But there's other things in the forest. And the whole point is you basically got to survive until help comes. It looks good. I don't know what other horrors, because it's in the survival horror genre. So either because it's graphic or because there's going to be some other supernatural, otherworldly thing going on. Because when it comes to survival horror, when it comes in and it says that it's a survival horror game, it's got to have some sort of part of a supernatural aspect to it, honestly. To be a survival horror game, in my opinion. And I think that is actually the way it goes. Because otherwise, it's not a survival horror, it's just a survive. It's just a survival game. But I think there's going to be a supernatural twist to The Forest. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't played it. But I'd like to get into it. And then the other game, the other survival horror game that's coming out that I want to get into is Those Who Remain. Now, this one is a psychological horror, kind of like Silent Hill, where your choices, it's based on the game is based on your choices. The things that you choose to do. Basically judges how you're going to progress through the game. Kind of like there's another game that was like that. It was a survival horror game that came out, and I, for the life of me, can't remember the name of it. I picked it up, I played it for like 10 minutes, and then I got rid of it. I don't know why. I go through a lot of issues when it comes to playing video games, because like I played Doom, and I played it when it came out on the PC. When Doom first came out, and it was we had LAN parties. I used to play that. I didn't have a problem with that game. You're running around playing, blowing up pixelated blobs. It really wasn't an issue. It wasn't until later when I started playing the other Doom games that I started having an issue. So when it comes to first-person survival horror games, or survival horror games at all, I'm very choosy about the games that I play. Like it looks good, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this looks awesome," and then I'll take it home, and when I start playing it, and I'll be like, "Heh, it's not for me. Just not for me." And it happens. I mean, it's why there's this wonderful service called GameFly. I'd love to get GameFly though, but the issue with getting GameFly now because of uh, the newer game consoles, the issue with getting GameFly now is if you don't have a big hard drive, because you got to download these games, and if you don't have a big hard drive, um, you're pretty much wasting your money. You're pretty much, wasting your money because I don't know. I mean, I could get into it again because now that I got the older consoles hooked up, you can see what's into it. I don't know. It might be something. It might be something I might just look into because of all these new games coming out that I want to play. We shall see. I know the one dude's not bad. Is there anybody else on? Or is he? Yeah, he's probably still sitting there. But another game that's coming out that I want to play is Darksiders 3. Now, this one's going to probably get me a lot of flack because it's Darksiders is dark. Okay, the game Darksiders is based off of the Book of Revelations when it comes to the end times. It's about the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the first game you play is war, and this is where it gets kind of weird because they don't. I got confused playing the game. I got confused where the story was headed, mainly because I was trying to look at it as in an aspect of taking it apart as a Christian, taking it apart. Okay, you're supposed to be about the end times. The best thing we've got for what's supposed to happen in the end times is the Bible. So, let's see how bad you. Pretty much when I picked the game up, it was let's see how bad you guys screwed this up. When I picked up Darksiders, let's see how bad you screwed it up. And I'm playing it, and I'm playing it, and I'm playing it. And again, it got me into the RPG thing where you can upgrade your weapon, you can do all these sweet executions, and you're killing these monsters. When it comes to killing monsters, I have no problem playing games where it comes to killing monsters because they're monsters. They're fictional, they're not real, and in some aspects, they were real at one point in time, do some a little bit of digging and you'll find out that these things were real. But when it came to the story of the end times, in Darksiders, they blame war for attacking both sides when he shouldn't have because he hadn't been summoned yet. It's not until the second game. It's not until further at the end of the first game that you find out that one of the angels in heaven started breaking seals early. And I got confused because in the game, it made it sound like it was Jesus that broke the seals. So but I disregarded it. Whatever, it's just a video game. Played the second one, Darksiders 2, where you play as Death. And Death comes trying to find out why war is being judged by the head tribunal and why the seals are broken. You fight against both, denizens of hell and heaven. and as Death, you fight up against um, it's of angels, because it was apparently angels that plotted to break the seals. The next game in the series, Darksiders 3, you play as Fury, which is a female who was supposed to be one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I kind of don't know where they're going with that. But I'm going to play the game, and it's going to probably end up being one of those games where I pick it up, start playing it, and then because something happens in the game that I don't agree with, I'll stop playing it. Which is why I stopped playing Dead by Daylight, because I just don't agree with the game, don't agree with what they were doing. And it's just nah. It's nah. Not into it. But yeah, those are the video games that I'm, looking into playing. As far as what's going on currently with me, sorry, something popped up on my screen, and I've been dealing with this PS Plus Central kid. He says he's from the UK, and he says he knows all that's going on when it comes to PlayStation. And I talked to a PlayStation representative, and they said that they don't know who this kid is. They don't know what he's all about, but they don't even know the new games that are coming out until the week before. So, whatever with this kid. But speaking of PlayStation Plus, the games that came out for PlayStation Plus for November were Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition and Yakuza Kiwami. I remember Bulletstorm coming out for the 360, and I was never interested in playing it. So I never played that game. But now that it came out, I was like, hey, it's free. I'll pick it up. Let's see what it's all about. I do have a live stream of it. Unfortunately, it's the only live stream of Bulletstorm that I'll be doing, because I went to do a live stream of it last night, and it told me it was blocked by application, which I was a little confused by that, and I did my digging, and, well, I can still live stream, but just not that game. And I'll be right back. Really, Alice? Sorry about that. My cat just threw up. Anyway, back to the lecture at hand. But yeah, I can't live stream Bulletstorm. But so check out, the live stream that I did do if YouTube will still let you watch it. I don't know what the problem was, but it won't let me do that game. So but it's a neat game. I like it. It's pretty cool. The only issue is that it's a lot like Gears of War. I mean, even the dude that you play, Gray, looks like Phoenix from Gears of War. Looks just like him. So I'm a little. I think it's because it's from the same company. It's a good possibility. Even though I've never heard of People Can Fly. That's the one development team on there, and I've never heard of them. So this game's pretty cool, though. I like it. I like some of the deaths you can do and whatnot. And if you really want to pay the if you got PS Plus, PlayStation Plus, and you got the PlayStation 4, it's a good game to get out for. It's a good game to download. But if you want to pay the extra $5, you can get the Duke Nukem tour, where you play as Duke Nukem, and they re-scripted the entire game for the Duke Nukem thing. They re-scripted the entire game. So if you want to pay the extra $5 for it and play as Duke Nukem, by all means, that's on you. I'm not going to do it because I really wasn't. I heard about Duke Nukem. I thought it was cool back in the day, but I never actually played it. I wasn't into first-person shooters back then. Not like I am now. But yeah. So Bulletstorm's out. And then the other one that's out for PlayStation Plus this month is Yakuza Kiwami, which I started playing. I haven't even gotten through the first chapter, and I have to say I played Saints Row and I played GTA when they started coming out with pulling people out of cars and actually having a 3D model, because when I first started playing GTA, it was on the computer and it was a bird's eye view, and you were this little dude that, you got in a car and the car drove, and you got in the car, get in another car drove, get in the car, It wasn't the 3D model that you have now, where there's much, much more to do. I didn't play GTA like that. I tried playing it at one point in time. I didn't like it, couldn't get into it, so And then I picked up Saints Row last year, or maybe it was the year before. That game wasn't bad. I liked playing Saints Row, and Yakuza Kiwami is kind of like that. So we'll see where that one heads us. But I might start live streaming Yakuza Kiwami, but it might be a bit before I do that, because I'm really into Bulletstorm right now, and I really don't like. I got so many games that I've already started, and really, you got to really. Games have to really grab my attention and reel me in to be able to play the entire game without switching to something new. Right now I've got, I'm trophy hunting on Friday the 13th. I'm screwing around on Fortnite because I've got people that I know that play Fortnite, but they're never on when I'm on, and it's kind of a weird thing. And then I picked up Bulletstorm. I started playing Bulletstorm. And I've got stuff that I've been doing on Minecraft that I haven't gotten into yet because I like building. I grew up with Legos. Minecraft is a computer, just a video game version of Legos to me. Yes, I know they have Lego games out, but there's a difference between following a set and then just doing whatever you want to do. And I like doing whatever I want to do. I mean, yes, I'm a big kid. I'll tell you straight from the door, I'm a big kid. And I like Star Wars. I like video games. I like comic books. I like Legos. I like building stuff. And I have started over here. Let me just run down over here. I have these. I got like 4 of them. My dad got me those last year, the year before, and I just started putting them together. I got 4 of them up there. I got the Stormtrooper, I've got Darth Vader, I got Boba Fett, and I got Darth Maul. My dad, my stepdad, asked me what I wanted for Christmas. If I wanted any more of them, I gave them a list. So you'll probably see more uh, coming up. Um, if you follow me on YouTube or Instagram, I take pictures of them there. But maybe in a live stream, I could always pull them out and show you what I'm building. And in boxes over here, I have boxed up and piled up. I put together a Millennium Falcon. I put together a Chicken Walker, ATST, I think it's called. I have Yoda's TIE Fighter, and I have the Naboo Starfighter from Episode 1. Those are vehicles that my mom had gotten me. So yeah, I like building Legos. I like building, but so that's why I play Minecraft. I got a thing I'm starting now on Minecraft called the Cube Experiment, where I'm flattening everything out and then making cubes, like structures. It's a big, huge cube. Do something not boring. Well, I don't know. What's boring to you might not be boring to me. This was basically just a run through of me. So, I mean, do you have any questions, or talk about something more interesting? Talk about something more interesting. Well, let's see. More interesting to you, or more interesting to me? Because, like, look, I don't keep up with politics. I don't keep up with any like world news or anything. I'm pretty much just a stay-at-home kind of guy. I don't do much. If you look through what my channel's about, sorry, don't mean to bore you. I mean, let's talk about, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? How about we do that? Give me a topic to talk about, because I have no idea. I've only been up for about 2 hours. I don't even know what's going on out in the world. I just hopped on, sat down, said, "Morning, folks." So yeah, what do you want to talk about? Throw a topic at me. We'll talk about it. Okay, how old are you? I mean, I absolutely know nothing about horse riding. Fidget spinners, as far as fidget spinners are concerned, I used to have one. Actually, I think I still do. Hold on. I think somewhere in my mass of crap over here. Why? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look at that. Fidget spinner. Why? I'm old. Okay, well, again, I don't know anything about horse riding. As far as fidget spinners go, I remember when these things first came out, I was working at a convenience store, and people were talking about these things, and we started selling them, and I tell you what, my son has one. It's red, white, and blue. This one's green. I got this one as a promotional thing when I was working at Sunoco when they came out. I'm not good with them. I haven't. My son's not bad. We tried to figure out how a way to do it where we'd be able to put one on each finger, but I can't. Like my fingers aren't exactly the best. So, but yeah, no, fidget spinners are cool. Um, I mean, I've seen like the tricks and whatnot you can do with them, but I've also seen what happens to people's fingers when they're not paying attention. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I know about fidget spinners. I mean, it'd be cool if there'd be a way to like spin them fast enough so that they fly off. I mean, that'd be cool. Finger! And I lost it. Oh, it's down here somewhere. God, I've seen it happen. I've seen videos of it happening, but I won't. No. But I don't really. Yeah. You know, and when it comes to the whole thing with the fidget spinners, have you seen the fidget cubes? Like, I got my son a fidget cube. Lasted all of them out maybe 2 days, and he just stuck it up on his shelf, but he hasn't played with it since. I got him a regular fidget cube. I got him a Minecraft fidget cube even, and he wasn't. Nope. Played around with it for a little bit, and then that was it. I was trying to get him something because he suffers from ADHD, and before my ex-wife medicated him, Rubik's Cube. I don't have one anymore. I grew up with a Rubik's Cube, and it was not the one where you could pull the little stickers off of it and replace the stickers. No, this was 100% painted on. You weren't taking them damn things off. Actually, I think I have one of the newer Rubik's Cubes that you build it, you put the stickers on the Rubik's Cube and you build it, but sorry, my cat's doing something behind me. But I don't like that one. I like the original Rubik's Cube. I grew up with that. Bye. I don't know what you people expect of me. I really don't. Because, like I said, I'm the most uninteresting man in the world. So, yeah. I mean, when I put content out on my channel, I don't put content out on my channel for the masses. I just put content out on my channel because I think, well, this is neat. This has an idea. This is good. Let's put it out there and see if anybody wants to watch it. I don't know what people want me to talk about because what is there to talk about? I mean, if you want to know about what's going on in the world and worldly culture in one state or culture in another state or what's going on, there's plenty of other YouTube channels. Heck, if you really want to know what's going on out in the world, go watch one of the news channels. As far as coming here, the only thing you're going to get here is my beautiful mug and me playing video games. That's pretty much it. I don't talk about any big, huge topics unless somebody throws me into a drama thing. Then, of course, I'll say something. And that's fine. Go ahead and speak your mind. I'm just speaking my mind because this is my channel and you are watching my channel. And yeah, I know what an opinion is. I did graduate from high school, so An opinion is opinion. And this is why I asked earlier, Amy Wilson, how old are you? Because the way you're speaking and the way you're typing makes me believe that I'm probably old enough to either be your father or your yeah, it does. My name's Jay Joyner. Hi, how are you? This is my channel, Jay Joyner. Hi. Just like your world is just like your name is Amy Wilson, so your YouTube channel is called Amy Wilson. Yeah, unfortunately it's not a free world. You have to pay to be here. Yep. That's the sad reality of it is nothing in this world is free. You have to pay for everything. I mean, heck, you have to pay for air to put in your tire. So it's not free. This has not been a free world for a very long time. And yes, you can be here if you want to. It is also your choice to leave if you want to. That's entirely up to you. I am just the man running the show, at least on this channel. Which, oddly enough, I didn't think I'd be on for an hour. So, yeah, that's just a little bit. I don't really have anything else to say, so I don't know. I could end it here, or I could wait to see if Miss Amy Wilson have anything else to say to me. I'm going to take a short smoke break. Feel free to do whatever you want. Yes, here we go. Because I need to entertain you. My God, women of the world, it is not my job to entertain you, okay? I am a boring person. If you read the thing, it says the most uninteresting man in the world. So how am I, the most uninteresting man in the world, supposed to entertain you? I'm not an entertainer. I am not paid to entertain people. I think she left. Or is she back? Oh, we got more people. One more person. Hello, person. Goodbye, person. I mean, I'm not a very entertaining person. Without a script, at least, anyway, I can't really, entertain you. Yeah, paperwork. Do a magic trick. Wait. I have a magic trick hat. This is just a regular hat. There's nothing magic about this hat. I mean, I have this. I have this hat. This is exactly a magic hat. It's more like a stove hat. And it's meant for, well, comedy. I mean, come on, look at this thing. It doesn't even sit in my head right. So, I am not a magician. I am but a man in a hat. Yes. Holy crap. Am I seeing this right? I am seeing this wrong. This has got to be wrong. Thursday's forecast: snow. All right. Well, everybody's finally left me. So y'all have a good one. Peace, love, God bless.